Once you open the link, you will be taken to a page where you can access your personal copy of the financial planner. To create your own editable version, simply click on Make a Copy. Now you will be able to see the main page of your financial planner for the first time. Before you start using it, there is one very important step that needs to be completed, which is granting permission. As you can see, the template includes several programmed buttons that allow you to perform different actions, such as adding new records, editing information, updating records, and deleting records. The first time you click on one of these buttons, a message will appear saying authorization required. If you see this message, don't worry. This is a normal step when activating Google Sheets that contain scripts. Click on OK. A second window will open. Scroll down and click on Advanced. Then click on Final Link on the bottom as shown on video. Next, click on Select All to grant full access permissions, and finally scroll down and click on Continue. Once this process is complete, your financial planner will be fully activated and ready to use. Before creating your first income or expense records, we need to create the expense categories and family members that will be assigned to those transactions. To do this, we will start by clicking on the Category Manager button. On this page, you will be able to fully manage all your income and expense categories. To create a new category, click on the empty category field and enter the name. For this example, let's assume we have a Spotify subscription. We will type Spotify subscription, select the transaction type, which can be either income or expenses, and then click on the Add New button. A confirmation message will appear before creating the record. Click on Yes. You will receive a confirmation message letting you know that the operation was completed successfully. Congratulations! You have created your first expense category under the concept of Spotify subscription. Now, as part of this example, we will create another expense category called YouTube subscription and an income category called salary. As you can see, the ID field is automatically generated in sequence, so you do not need to worry about entering it manually. Now let's go to the Family Member Manager button. On this page, you can manage the members of your household. These members can later be assigned to specific income or expense records if you want to track who is responsible for each transaction. To create a new member, you only need the automatically generated ID and the name of the family member. For this example, we will create a member called Rick. After typing the name, press Enter, then click on the Add New button. A validation message will appear. Click on Yes. Congratulations! You have successfully registered your first family member. For this example, we will add a second member called Susan. Repeat the same process, and once completed, we are ready to start entering financial records. Now click on the Back to Main Page button. To create a new record, we need to complete the following fields: the ID, which is automatically generated; the category; the transaction, which is also automatically generated depending on whether the category is an income or an expense, so you should not type anything in this field. Then we have the date, the family member, the amount, and finally an optional comment. Let's start with our first example. First, select the category from the drop-down list and press Enter. You will see that the transaction field is automatically completed. In this case, because we selected Spotify subscription, the system identifies it as an expenses transaction. To select the date, double-click on the date field. A calendar will appear, and you can choose the date of the expense. Next, select the family member responsible for this transaction. For this example, we will select Rick. Now enter the amount. For this example, we will enter 9.99. Remember that the amount should always be entered as a positive number. The system will automatically convert it into a negative value when it detects that the transaction is an expense. Finally, you can add a comment if needed. This field is completely optional. Now click on the Add New button. Congratulations! You have created your first financial record. At the top of the page, you can see the updated totals for income, expenses, and net balance. Since we currently only have one expense, the net balance shows minus 9.99. Now we will repeat the same process for the YouTube subscription account. Important! After entering any value into a cell, you must press Enter to confirm the value before clicking any button. We have now created our second record. This expense is 5.99 and it has been assigned to Susan for the YouTube subscription. Finally, we will add an income record using the salary category. Notice that the transaction field now changes to green and displays income. Complete the remaining information in the same way as the previous examples. The financial planner includes additional functions that we will review next, such as edit, update record, and delete record. Let's imagine that we made a mistake in Susan's YouTube subscription record and the correct amount was not 5.99 but 6.99. To fix this, we only need to find the ID of the record. In this case, the ID is 2. Enter the ID into the ID field and click the Edit button. The planner will automatically load all the information from that record. Now go to the Amount field and make the necessary correction. After that, click the Update Record button. You will see that Susan's record has been updated with the new amount, keeping your financial information accurate. Now let's assume you want to delete a record. For example, we want to delete the Spotify subscription record with ID 1. Enter the ID number into the ID field and click the Delete Record button. Before deleting the record, the system will ask you to confirm if you are sure you want to continue. Click Yes and the record will be removed. The financial planner also includes dashboard sections where you can visualize your financial information. At the top, you will find the total values for income, expenses, and net balance for all recorded periods. You can also view income and expenses by family member, allowing you to identify who contributes the most income or who generates the highest expenses within the household. In this example, both Susan and Rick have contributed $900, and there is only one expense from Susan related to the YouTube subscription. You can also view the top 10 income categories and the top 10 expense categories. In this example, the only income category is salary, and the only expense category is YouTube subscription. Further down, you will find additional charts displaying income and expenses by month, quarterly performance, and finally a chart showing the net balance for each month. With these tools, you can easily monitor your financial situation, understand your spending habits, and make better financial decisions. Thank you for choosing our financial planner, and we hope this tool helps you achieve better control over your finances. Now let's fill out the form with more information so we can see what the dashboard looks like with a larger dataset. As you can see, the chart now displays more family members. Rick and Susan remain the household's top contributors, and you'll also see a top 10 ranking of the family members with the highest expenses. You can also see which expense categories are having the greatest impact on the household. The monthly distribution charts are now much more complete. It's important to note that the monthly, quarterly, and net sections include filters that allow you to analyze your data in more detail. For example, you can filter by a specific family member to see which months they spent the most, or filter by category to identify the months with the highest spending for that category. It's also worth noting that the records table is divided into multiple pages, which you can navigate using the controls at the bottom. Additionally, all records are automatically stored in chronological order. Finally, you'll find the Export button. This feature allows you to export your database so you can keep a backup of your records and perform more advanced financial analysis. When you click it, a window will appear with the option Open CSV file. Click it to open the database containing all the records you've created. After that, you can download the file by going to File then Download. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We hope this financial planner helps you stay organized and gives you better control over your household finances. Thank you for your support, and we wish you success on your financial journey.